Hi, I'm Michelle Chalfant, psychotherapist, holistic life coach, and human just like you, learning to navigate life's challenges. With over 25 years experience, I teach people how to get healthy using the adult chair model. The adult chair model is where simple psychology meets grounded spirituality, and it teaches us how to become healthy adults. From anxiety and depression to codependency and relationship issues, you can use the adult chair for just about anything. Each week, I share practical tips, tools, and advice from myself and a wide range of experts on how to get unstuck, how to live authentically, and how to truly love yourself, all while sitting in your adult chair. Welcome to the Adult Chair Podcast. Hello, everybody. It is Michelle Chalfant coming at you from my adult chair, hoping you're sitting there too. And if not, by the end of this podcast, you will be sitting right smack dab in the middle of your adult chair as well. Today, I'm talking with you about peace. The question is can we find peace during this quarantine? I say yes. I absolutely say yes. And I'm going to teach you how to do that today. I'm going to give you 5 steps to peace that will land you right in peace, no matter what's going on in your life. It is a tricky time right now, and there's no doubt about it. This is the craziest time for anyone on the whole planet, which is interesting. Everyone on the whole planet is living with the same exact fear, the same exact hope. This has never happened before. It's crazy, at least in our lifetimes, I'm going to guess, unless during the Spanish flu you were around, which I doubt you were around. That was in 1913. So this is a really, really crazy time for all of us. And as someone that was really spent the first, I'm going to say 2/3 of her life, I'm going to say probably 2/3 of my life, living with anxiety and depression, and now living with more peace than I ever dreamed I could. I know that it's possible. I have lived with the opposite, and I know that it's possible. And I have applied all of the tools that I share with you, and I am finding peace now. I really like reaching for peace versus happiness. For me, happiness is not something that I can sustain, that is as sustainable as peace, I should say. Because happiness to me is more spiky, like, oh my gosh, I got a new car, I'm so happy. Or, oh, I got married, I'm so happy. And it's like, it's high and then it drops. Peace, though, in my opinion, is something that we can sustain far longer than happiness. And today I'm going to share with you just how to do that. I shared with you guys a few weeks ago that I was creating something to help you through this time, and I have completed it, and it is ready for you. It's absolutely free. You know how much I enjoy journaling, and I feel like it's transformational. And I've created 14 days of journaling prompts for you to help you, not just during this quarantine time, but actually it's going to be available year round. It's just going to sit there for you at theadultchair.com/14. That's the number 14. Okay. 14 days. Theadultchair.com/14 days, DAYS. 14 days of journaling prompts to help you along your way, to help you to sit in peace. Because let me tell you, in my opinion, one of the biggest reasons that we stay out of peace is that we don't know how to process our emotions. Our emotions get the best of us, and we have an emotion that leads to a story or an assumption, and then we give that story or assumption a lot of meaning, and before we know it, we are in a really bad place, and then we go from that bad place to reaching for something to numb us out. So we're reaching for food, we're reaching for alcohol, we're reaching for online shopping or shopping in itself, anything at all we're using in order to numb out, where it's temporary peace. It's not even peace, it's temporary numbing, actually. But there are some things that you can do. I'm going to give you 5. There are many more, but these are 5 things you can do today, right now, to shift your emotional state into one of peace. But the interesting thing I want to share with you is I'm hearing from people that are angry, that are sad, that are even, I've talked to people that are asking me, what do? I feel a lot of guilt because I've got a job and I'm working, but so-and-so isn't. And I know people that have lost their jobs and they're having a very difficult time paying for even groceries. So I have guilt. There's a lot of guilt that people are also feeling right now. And some people are just feeling really numb. So there's a wide range of emotions that we're all feeling right now, no doubt about it. My number one recommendation, as far as what to do if you're feeling any emotion, I don't care what you're feeling, is to honor them. You must honor your emotions. Emotions are built into us. When we're babies, think about it. Have you ever seen a baby not cry? No, because we're emotional beings. That's part of being human. So somewhere along the line, typically it's with our parents or someone that's raising us. No, or, I don't sit here and blame anybody or judge anybody. However, most of our parents don't know how to feel their emotions. So how in the world are we supposed to know how to feel our emotions? And so our parents and caregivers pass down to us how to quote unquote, deal with, which I don't exactly like that term, our emotions. And we don't know what to do with them. So please honor them. Please, please, please. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. How in the world do we honor our emotions, honor what's going on inside? I went to the grocery store yesterday. I was sitting there with my husband. I walked in to get my cashew milk. And of course, there is no milk. There's no cashew milk. There's cow's milk, but 2 cartons of that and everything else was gone. And I was at Publix, the big grocery store. And then I went over to get eggs and they were gone. And then I went over to get something else. I don't remember, some sort of meat that my boys wanted. And that was all gone. I think it was chicken they wanted. But it really hit me what's going on here. And this is not the first time this is the second time I've actually gone to the grocery store in the last few weeks. And man, it just knocked me sideways. And I turned to my husband, I said, I just want you to know, I'm probably going to cry when we leave here because this is really overwhelming me. And I can't get over what's happening here. All these people walking around with masks on and there's nothing on the shelves. The toilet paper is still sold out. And paper towels, which is weird, and napkins, gone. And to see the shelves like that, then everyone with masks on, I just felt overwhelmed. And I said, I'm going to cry. And I did. And it just struck me. And I felt better. Again, not happy. I just landed in peace when I was done. So there are five steps to finding peace when you are not in peace. And I'm going to give them to you in an order, but really take your pick with whatever order you would like to put them in. But here we go with 5 steps to peace. I'm going to say during the quarantine, but you guys, this is anytime in your life. Okay, here we go. So one of the things that we do when we have an emotion that's rising up inside of us is we speed up. We go faster. Because what's happening is the ego is trying to solve the problem, quote unquote problem, which is the emotion that we're having. So the ego goes into overdrive and tries to fix it. So the ego is the part of us that says, hey, I have this great idea. Why don't we go have some ice cream? Hey, I've got this really great idea. Why don't we go, have a beer or go have wine, whatever it is. So the first step is to slow down. So for those of you that know the adult chair model, what's happening is that our inner child, you guys, is having these emotions that are rising up. So the part of you that still exists within you, that's 0 to 6 years old, is having these emotions. And then what happens is because the inner child is just raw with emotion, what happens is the ego or this adolescent chair, we slide into the adolescent chair to fix the problem. So the problem is the emotion, which again, through the eyes of our ego, that is the problem. But when we live in our healthy adult part, which is the adult chair, we know that emotions are not a problem. They're a beautiful gift. Our emotions serve us as a guidance system or like a navigation system in our lives. So it's not a bad thing to have emotions. So when I'm in my healthy adult, I can tune into my emotions, and I can only do that when I slow down. So when you feel overwhelmed or whatever emotion you're feeling, stop what you're doing and go sit. Please, go sit. Go sit down somewhere or take a pause. I don't care. People have said, well, I have kids. I can't do this. Yes, you can. Please give your kids a coloring book or crayons or put them in front of something. I'm not a huge fan of tons of TV, but you know what? I did that when my kids were little some days when I was losing it. Some days it's a TV day and it's okay. It's okay, you guys. This is a crazy situation we're in. If you need to do that for yourselves to catch a break, give yourself some grace, put your kids in front of the TV or a movie or something, let them have their little time temporarily, okay? But you've got to slow down, number one. And then I recommend putting your feet on the ground because we want to ground. We want to get present. When we're grounded, we're present moment. You've got to ground yourselves. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to go through the whole list. Number one, slow down. Number two, so again, when I slow down, I like to sit and I put my feet on the ground and I just get intentional with my feet on the ground, which is very grounding. Number three, I'm going to very, very mindfully check in with my breath. Am I breathing? How quickly am I breathing? When we're stressed, remember, we don't breathe. What do you know? Or we take very shallow, high breaths, which is not healthy. That throws us into the sympathetic nervous system, which is fight or flight, like the lion's chasing me. So what we want to do is sit, be very mindful of my breath. Am I breathing? Oh my God, I'm not breathing. Put your hand on your belly, and on the inhale, push your belly out, which is backwards, by the way. We want to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. So push that belly out on the inhale, and then on the exhale, we're pulling the belly in. So be mindful of your breath, slowing down, putting my feet on the floor, watching my breath. Then I'm going to check in. Hey, what's going on? Check in with yourself. And we can't do this if we're not slowing down. So I might say to myself, gosh, what's going on inside of my body right now? Wow, there's a knot in my stomach. Okay. There's a knot in my throat. Once you check in, you're becoming aware. So it's about becoming aware of that. Just stay in awareness of it. Oh, wow, look I've got a knot in my stomach. I encourage you just to sit and be with the knot in your stomach. This is what's so cool about emotions. You don't necessarily have to know what the emotion is. If you know you're sad, then sit in sadness. If you know you're grieving, then sit in grief. If you feel guilt, then sit in guilt. Because that emotion will wash through you in about 90 seconds if you don't have a story around it, if you don't go into your mind about it. So sit in it. Be in it. Be in that emotion if you know it. If you don't know your emotion, which so many people don't, and that's okay, but I will guarantee you, because I've done this for almost 30 years now, you're going to have a sensation in your body. People go, well, I don't have a sensation in my body. And guess what? It's because they're still moving too fast. Slow it down and imagine yourself sliding in an MRI machine very, 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 very slowly, and do like a scan from head to toe and go, oh, that's weird. This is what people say to me. Oh, I guess I do have a little itty bitty teeny tiny knot in my throat. Great. Can you just be with the knot in your throat? This is the beauty of feeling emotions. Those knots, those tightnesses in your body are because of a stuck emotion. So just by being with it, having the awareness of it, be in it, guess what happens? It loosens it. It loosens it so much that then it eventually dissolves and moves through you. So if you want to get rid of this anxiety that you're living with, here's how you do it. I promise you. I've lived with anxiety many, 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 many years. I don't have it anymore. However, I'm human, so it still comes up once in a while. I still get days where I'm like, God, I feel sad and depressed. Once in a while, I know what to do with it. I do the same thing that I'm giving you right now. This is what I do. It works. I promise. So when you are aware of what you're feeling on the inside and you just be with it, stay in it, it begins to move. It morphs, it moves, it loosens. It takes about 90 seconds. Now, if you have a story around it, if you're building a story, what I mean by that is if you say to yourself, I'm really sad, and there's my sadness. But then if you say, I'm really sad, and I don't think I'll ever be able to go to the grocery store again and buy toilet paper, and it's going to be awful, and we're going to be like this forever, and da-da-da-da-da-da. That's what I mean by going into a story around your emotion. But if you just say, I'm just sad, there's no other meaning about it. There's no meaning around it. There's no story around it. Just be sad. Let it through. 90 seconds. Boom, it's through you. Okay? The last thing, after you do these beautiful things, is my favorite, is journaling. You guys, journaling is the key to your unconscious mind. It is the key into your inner child. It is the key into your body. This is where your emotions are. And people say, well, I don't know what to journal. I don't know what to say. I never know how to start journaling. Guess what? I think you just heard me say in the beginning, this is why I created the 14 days. theadultchair.com/14 days, 14 days. I have got the 14 days of journaling prompts just for you. They are sitting there year round from here on out. So don't tell me you don't know what to journal. I'm giving you the prompts. I give you really nice, juicy prompts to get you going. The pen is the window into the unconscious. So allow the pen to write what it wants. Because what's happening is your unconscious mind is writing. It's just writing, writing, writing. Just let it loose, even if it makes no sense. The other day I journaled and I sat down and I was in a really bad mood. And I started it out with, I really hate myself today. And that's where I started. I hate myself. These are my thoughts. And I just let the pen go. I don't judge what I'm writing. I just let it go. And by the end, I had written down 3 solutions and I was empowered by the end and in a completely different emotional state. Guess where I was? I hope you're thinking the word peace or you said it out loud. I was in peace. But you've got to touch on the emotions that don't feel good and let them process through you. And journaling is a fantastic way of doing that. Fantastic. So there are many other ways to find peace, but I'm telling you, you know me, I like it simple and I like it fast. Here you go. I wish I had that magic pill for you guys. I don't, but this works. So you're going to slow down. You're going to ground, right? Check in, breathe slowly, and journal. 5 things to do. 5. That's it. And they're quick. Let your hand go, though, when you journal. I'm telling you, it'll transform you right into peace. Okay. And again, I want to share with you, people say to me, I'm so sorry I'm crying. Please don't ever be sorry if you're crying. Crying is fantastic. Fantastic for purging emotions and letting them through you. Please don't ever apologize for that. I encourage crying. I've got 2 boxes of Kleenexes in my office. When people cry, I don't move. I let them go because I know their emotions are processing through them when they're crying. Don't put meaning around tears. Other than if you want to put meaning around tears, put meaning around tears and say something like, this is so good and healthy for me. I'm finding my way back to peace. I'm clearing out emotions. Let the tears clear out your emotions. This quarantine is an opportunity for healing and transformation. It's an opportunity, really. Please take it. I'm not in denial of anything that's going on in the world. I'm quite aware, and it's quite scary, and some days it's horrifying. I've turned the news off, though, and I've asked my husband and my sons to tell me if there's anything I absolutely need to know, because it was throwing me. I'm an empath, so I really feel emotions deeply. And I said, I can't. So what are you doing to take care of yourselves? You have to be mindful about what makes you feel good and what makes you feel bad. In order to find peace, remember, to stay in peace and in balance, it's your job. It's no one else's. No one else's. You've got to know what is best for you. And you can get yourself there. You can use these 5 steps, but it might also mean you got to turn off that TV. Are you taking care of yourselves? Are you taking a bath? Are you giving yourself a walk every day? Are you taking yourself out in nature? I know we have to be 6 feet apart, but you can walk on your front yard if you live in an apartment. There's got to be some grass around there somewhere, or a tree. Go drive somewhere where there's nobody around and just let yourself sit there. Nature is so healing for every single one of us. But do something for you. Make sure you're exercising in some way. Just go for a walk outside. Walk down the street if you can, if you're allowed to where you live. Okay, everybody. That's it. It's all about simple tools, simple psychology. Hope you found this helpful. I promise you, I will guarantee it. Please hit me up on social media. You know I'm on Instagram at Michelle Chalfant. I have Michelle Chalfant Facebook. I've got the Adult Chair Closed Group. If you do not agree with me that these 5 steps bring you to peace, I want to hear about it. Because I will challenge you on this, because I'm a tough person to work with. And if this works for me, I promise you this will work for you, but you've got to take the time to do it. So there you go. All right, you guys. Again, if you want those journaling prompts, theadultchair.com/14 days, the number 14 days. I created that just for you guys. I really wanted to give you something else. And you know, I've got tons of free resources on the adultchair.com website. There's at least 20 meditations, and I just created a new one, which I haven't done in a while. I've only been creating monthly new meditations for everyone in my membership site, but now I wanted to create just a couple more because of what's going on right now. So I've got a new meditation in there, and I also have journaling prompts. I've got inner child resources that are all free at theadultchair.com. So go check that out if you need some additional support. And that's it. All right, you guys. I will see you next week, seated right here in the adult chair.